We have looked at Antarctica from time to time previously here on the channel, but given its significance, we thought it deserved an in-depth investigation and explanation. So in this episode, we are placing what is also the largest desert on the planet under the microscope. Did you know that the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth was in the year 1983? Scientists posted at Vostok Station in Antarctica were astounded to see the temperature there plummet to an incredible low of minus 89.2 degrees Celsius. What is equally amazing is that scientists have also found fossils showing that Antarctica was once covered with verdant green forests and inhabited by dinosaurs. These researchers have estimated that 40 to 50 million years ago, temperatures across Antarctica reached up to 17 degrees Celsius. Antarctica has volcanoes as well, and two of them are active. The first of these is located on Deception Island, one of the South Shetland Islands. This location, once a thriving whaling station and later a scientific station, was abandoned after the last eruption there in 1969. Mount Erebus is the second active volcano and the southernmost volcano on Earth. It can be found on Ross Island and is an icebound volcano with some unique features, such as ice fumaroles and twisted ice statues that form around gases that seep from vents near the volcanic crater. The subject of time in Antarctica can often prove somewhat of an enigma, as it features no specific time zone. This is primarily because at the South Pole, the lines of longitude, which give us different time zones around the globe, all meet at a single point. Indeed, most of the continent will experience 6 months of constant darkness in winter, with 6 months of daylight in summer. This leads to the visiting scientists tending to adopt their native time zones, which must surely be confusing when it comes to exchanging communication with stations of other nationalities. Antarctica holds most of the world's fresh water, with an incredible 60 to 90% of this resource being frozen there in vast ice sheets. These sheets of ice cover much of the continent's 14 million square kilometres, which leaves only around 1% free of ice at any time. If you wanted to know how thick this ice is, you might wish to visit its deepest point, which measures 4.5 kilometres. This is an astounding fact and would statistically raise global sea levels by 60 metres if it were to melt, which is why the warming of Earth is being constantly monitored and debated. If you stand at the South Pole, you are at the southernmost point on Earth. It doesn't matter which way you look, every direction is north. So why do we talk about the Antarctic Peninsula as being West Antarctica and the section directly south of Australia as East Antarctica? This is based on the Prime Meridian, an imaginary line which passes through Greenwich in England at 0 degrees of longitude. If you stand at the South Pole and face towards Greenwich, everything to your left is West Antarctica and everything to your right is East Antarctica. Antarctica boasts an array of meteorological phenomenon, one of which is diamond dust. Whilst precipitation levels are extremely low across the continent, tiny ice crystals can precipitate out of humid air near the Earth's surface. Looking a little like icy fog, diamond dust is effectively ice crystals suspended in the air, and when catching the sunlight appear like millions of tiny floating diamonds. It is this very dust that is responsible for other phenomena synonymous with the region like sundogs, halos and light pillars. In 1911, on a remote glacier in East Antarctica, another strange phenomenon was observed. The pure white ice of the Taylor Glacier was being stained a deep red by water flowing from deep within the glacier. For many years this source of red colour remained a mystery, but in 2017 scientists announced that they had discovered the cause. The water flowing from within the glacier was from a subglacial lake high in salt and oxidized iron, and when it came out and into contact with oxygen, the iron rusted, giving the water its striking red shade and its name, Blood Falls. People first set foot in Antarctica over 200 years ago, in the year 1820, and it remains to this day as the only continent with no indigenous population. Indeed, its ownership was contested and politically debated for many years, causing much tension in the region. Fortunately, December 1959 saw the signing of the Antarctic Treaty by 12 countries, an unprecedented international agreement to govern the continent together as a reserve for peace and science. Since then, 41 other countries have signed the treaty and participate in annual meetings where decisions are made about how human activity in Antarctica is managed. Thank you for tuning into the Prime8 News channel, and we look forward to seeing you back here for our next episode.